of all, I mean, Cincinnati was a tougher team tonight. And that was evident from the jump. We wanted to really come out and be the ones to throw the first punch and get them on their heels, but they did it to us. And we knew this was going to be a physical game. We knew they were going to be aggressive. We knew we were going to get fouled and it wasn't going to be called. It's just that's the Big 12 basketball. So, but we didn't prepare well enough for that, and for that, it's my fault. We lost this game in the first half. There's no doubt about it. And we talked about being strong with the ball and not giving Cincinnati easy baskets at the rim, and they end up with 9 layups. They make 3 threes, and they just. But we didn't do a very good job defensively, and so anyway, they won the game. They deserved to win the game. We came back and cut it to 5, but we couldn't get over the hump, and that's kind of the way it's been for us the last couple games. So I've got to do a better job as the coach of this team. But we knew Cincinnati, was kind of a wounded animal by the side of the road. We knew that coming in here, and they're dangerous teams, and we knew they would fight, and they did, and they fought harder than we did. So they deserve to win.
Ted, it might have been a different kind of game than Texas Tech the other day, but the blueprint was the same as far as falling behind and a late rally. Is there anything you can put your finger on in terms of how to get this team off to better starts in games?
Well, I don't. That hasn't been a problem all year. And again, if you look at the Texas Tech game, the first 2 to 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes of the game, it wasn't that bad. Tonight was awful. I mean, there's no question. But I don't think how we started against Texas Tech. Now, we had a lull offensively at the end of the first half for the last 10 and a half minutes against Texas Tech. But tonight, we just got punched in the mouth and withered like a rag doll. So we got to be tougher, because in this league, especially on the road, if you don't play with toughness mentally and physically, you got no chance. And that's what happened in the first half, without a doubt.
What were they able to do early to turn you over?
Well, they were just, you name it. They're in the ball. They're showing hard on ball screens. They weren't trapping, but they were getting their hands on passes. We're getting passes deflected that turned into steals. So it was just their pressure. And, we knew the pressure was coming. We talked about it. Now, I didn't do a good job of working against it in practice. And again, that's my fault as a coach. But, you have to attack pressure, and you have to attack it under control. We finally got a back cut at the end of the first half and got a layup. But we could have had 10 of those in the first half if we're strong with the ball, if we're cutting, if we're not succumbing to their pressure. And we succumb to it. And that's how you end up with how many turnovers we have? 17? And they have 30 points off those. And that's the game. It's the points off turnovers. So their defense won the game, and our softness, which I've used that word unfortunately a lot with this team on offense, cost us the game.
I'm sure you've been asked this before, but you just like Johnson coming off the bench. It's pretty good.
Isaiah's a good player. There's no doubt about it, and it's worked for us. I think all things are on the table for us. He's a good player, but I like scoring punch coming off the bench, and we have trouble sometimes scoring when he and Barrington are not on there on the floor, and so and I like playing them together a fair amount. So, but yeah, it's he plays starters minutes, so it's not a minute issue. It's just I think it works better for our team from a scoring standpoint rather than because I think we got some guys that struggle to score coming off the bench, and he doesn't. So he gives us kind of a punch coming off the bench. So,
Coach Bob Miller finished with 25 and
Yeah.
11 for Cincinnati. Could you just talk about the challenges he presented for you guys tonight?
yeah, he's a good player. He's gotten better. I thought we did a better job on him in the second half, but he's long, he's talented. We wanted to make him take jump shots, and then when he put the ball on the floor, we wanted to come off of non-shooters, and we didn't do a very good job of that. We did not do a good job with our post defense, and we didn't do a good job of digging and getting the ball out of him and Chom's hands down when they got the ball down low. So our post guys got abused down low, and our perimeter guys didn't help them. So, but yeah, both those guys are, and we knew that from the Central Florida game. Both those kids played good against Central Florida as well. But we weren't very good in the paint tonight, and that showed up.
You came out in the 2-3 early, probably not expecting Chom to hit, those middle jumpers.
Yeah, no, we knew he's going to make some free throw line jumpers. It's the dunks. It's the 7 layups, that bother me. Like, you should never give up a layup. They made 2 threes in the first half. They made 1 in the second. So we know that's something that Cincinnati struggles to do. So the zone is designed to keep the ball in front of you. And we got beat baseline for dunks. Then we got beat baseline for dump offs to the bigs at the rim. So it doesn't matter if you play man-to-man defense. It doesn't matter if you play zone defense. It doesn't matter if you press. If you don't play with sound principles and discipline and effort, it doesn't matter what defense you're in. I feel like it's smoke and mirrors with Colorado defensively. Because now I thought the second half we were pretty good in our 22 defense, our half court. But boy, in that first half, we weren't very good.
Would you mind passing the book of tests?
Coach, you mentioned the interior defense, the post defense.
Yeah.
With Elijah, earlier this year he looked like he was maybe playing with more confidence than we saw last
Yeah.
year. Has he regressed in that area? Is he
Yeah,
struggling with that confidence?
He's
right now?
struggled a little bit the last, and look, Sham is he's 7'2". He's a load down there. So, and Elijah's kind of a below the rim guy. So I know one of the things he dealt with last year is, handling double teams and having to kick the ball out. I thought he did a better job of that in the second half. But yeah, he's a weapon, usually in the low post, but he struggled tonight, scoring down there and first couple plays of the game he had it down there. But look, he's not the only one that struggled. I mean, look at the turnovers, man. We had some guys that are capable players that didn't play well tonight, and I like our team. I like the personnel. I just our margin for error is really, really thin. I mean, the guys that are playing have to play well, and if they don't, in this league, you're going to struggle. We had some guys that didn't play very well tonight. I didn't recognize that team offensively. We've been good offensively all year, but we haven't played against Cincinnati's. Again, kudos to them. They're a good defensive team. Their numbers show it. They struggle offensively. Their numbers show it. But we didn't make them struggle offensively in the first half, giving up 43 points and 57% field goal. I mean, you guys cover Cincinnati. When's the last time they shot 57% on anybody? Colorado's a pretty good tonic for what's ailing them. So I'm sure
Anything
they're
else for Coach?
glad to see us in the schedule.
Okay,
Thank you.